get ready for the full moon in the sign of Pisces the fish. This full moon is a penumbral lunar eclipse, and it's going to cause, again, people to not be quite sure about what they believe, because Pisces is the divine tone of I believe. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. The full moon in Pisces and the penumbral lunar eclipse evokes the Archangel Gabriel into the natural 12th house of spirituality and the divine tone of I believe. And this is going to cause an alignment with the attributes of the astrological sign of Pisces, because the 12th house is spirituality. Now, for you specifically, Pisces, for those of you that are Pisces or those that have their moon in Pisces or even their sun or their rising sign in Pisces, this is going to affect you very strongly in your first house of yourself and your appearances. So understand that's how that's going to come across in your personality or in your emotions if it's your moon, your personality if it's your rising sign. And those with your sun in Pisces, of course, it won't be as strong emotionally for you. The lunar fish beams moonlight upon zodiac angel Amnitziel's realm, and this is going to give you quite a bit of abundance and bring a lot of fruitfulness and a cornucopia to you from the kingdom of the planet Jupiter that rules over Pisces. The planet Neptune is the second ruler over Pisces, bestowing out of this world ideals into the realm of Amnitziel, again, who is the astrological archangel, and that's going to be the archangel who oversees the sign of Pisces, the fish, with lavish visions of the future, bringing forth sublime inner desires for far away lands where one will experience varying cultural traditions. Venus exalts in Pisces, providing social resourcefulness to this situation of this penumbral lunar eclipse and this time when the moon is full, and bringing a lot of energy from Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, into, again, the 12th house for everybody of spirituality and the first house, especially for you Pisces. Now, this penumbral lunar eclipse and the sign of Pisces is going to have a time when you're going to be able to bring back a stronger belief in yourself. And that's something that you felt you have been missing for a while. The penumbral lunar eclipse and the sign of Pisces the fish, having again the divine tone of, remember, I believe. It's going to bring more belief into yourself. And that's going to take place during the entirety of this full moon. It'll cast a diffuse shadow, but remember, a diffuse shadow upon the moon. And although this is not as intense as the bite that's taken out of the moon as is seen during a partial lunar eclipse, or give the melodramatic effect of causing the moon to appear like it's been dipped in blood as is seen during a total lunar eclipse, still there will be the effect of previously planted stealthy seeds, sure to bloom later, although most likely not probably in the manner the engineer of such seeds had in mind in the first place. Astrology, soothsaying, and enchanters sanctioned by the power of the holy gods are clearly encouraged in the Bible. Consider the following scripture, Daniel 5:11. There is a man in thy kingdom that hath the spirit of the holy gods in him, and in the days of thy father knowledge and wisdom were found in him. For King Nebuchadnezzar thy father appointed him prince of the wise men, enchanters, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. Thy father I say, O king. So this is a very clear chapter 5 of the book of Daniel. There's a lot of other passages in there you can look at and reference to see where this states that this is sanctioned, and that men who are sanctioned, who have the gods in them and who are good in these arts, are sanctioned. So understand, sanctioned means allowed. So that's in the book of Daniel. Again, that's the specific one, Daniel 5:11. So you can refer to that if you have any further concerns about this kind of thing. Now, Rosicrucian Kabbalah assigns the Jupiter aspect, first ruler of Pisces, to the Sephirah of Chesed and the god name El. Some adepts assign the divine name of El to the planet Saturn. Neptune corresponds with the Sephirah of Keter and the god name Eheye. Nevertheless, some magi assign this planet to the Sephirah of Binah, along with Saturn, and still others place Poseidon's wanderer into the Sephirah of Chokhmah. The crops born of a full moon in Pisces grants to you the qualities of belief in what is going to appear to be implausible at first glance, opening up inner realms to those who dare tread upon what was once held to be sanctioned knowledge. And that sanctioned knowledge is now going to become more commonplace. It's going to become made more accessible to everyone. And that's going to be more of a common understanding of all the hidden mysteries, spiritual mysteries. And that's going to be due to the surplus of the communication methods and social media that we have so much of now. I mean, you can't stop people from learning anymore. There's just too much of it. Everybody has a way to learn. What used to be considered to be forbidden knowledge, now the apple's been bit, everybody's got the knowledge. So now we understand that it was indeed a fortunate fall, and there was a purpose for it. The eon of the divine tone of I believe, in accordance with the natural 12th house of spirituality, has given way to the new age of Aquarius with the divine tone of I know, which is akin to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. Therefore, one's belief in friends and the goodness of what acquaintances say about each other is going to be considered to be very paramount at this time. This is because even though the full moon in Pisces currently at this time is the ingress is in Pisces, the precession of the equinoxes has brought us into the age of Aquarius. The Archangel Gabriel can be used for projective invocations, to emanate from oneself, or invocations or evocations pushing out into the sphere of sensation, the other, whatever you're trying to project or push out for projection. During a full moon phase, if the magus wishes, the experience of an ordeal. Such a purposeful test, in actuality, is a merging between the magus and his or her own higher self or holy guardian angel to conquer her or himself within, attained by the attributes of generosity, mercy, and the ability to emanate light from the Creator through the qualities of the Sephirah of Chesed, which is in alignment, in association with, I should say association with, so you don't think I'm talking about a planetary alignment, but it has residing within the Sephirah of Chesed, Jupiter, the Roman god, Zeus, who's the Greek god. The attributes of Pisces, that's the second ruler, Neptune, is found in the Sephirah of Keter, sharing with the premium mobile. Some magical orders place Neptune in Binah, while still others associate Poseidon's planet to reside in the Sephirah of Chokhmah. The zodiac angel is Abnitziel, specifically used for the astrological sign of Pisces the fish, which is spiritual, domineering, and generous, and has basically a nature of bestowal, naturally, due to the Jupiter and Neptune associations. The Neptune is more about being sort of distant and being a little bit out of this world, or out of the ordinary. Not necessarily odd, but out of the ordinary. That's the Neptune associations. And again, those two rule over the sign of Pisces, with, again, Jupiter being the most prominent ruler, because it's one of the main planets, and then the outer planets, Neptune being its second ruler, although there's still quite a lot of effect, obviously, from Neptune. So this is how we're going to get the result of the water frequencies, being mutable water, or described as the water angel of the water realm. So this cosmological event is going to occur on September 16th of 2016. Now the full moon ingress Pisces for this astrological event, the correspondences that we have for you this time. The full moon ingresses into the sign of Pisces, brings forth fruits of belief, hope, and spiritual ideals as well. And these are going to be unleashed for either the invocation or evocation of sympathetic energies or magical currents that, when applied with purposeful intent and a sense of expectation, result in successful outcomes rather than despair. And that's important. That's very important during this event. This cosmological occurrence is the perfect time to reaffirm your true will by increasing your faith in yourself. So that's the important thing, increasing your belief in yourself, not just others, but also in yourself. Because when you trust yourself, you trust others. Contact us at www.readingsbyrosemary.com for classes and how to attain knowledge and conversation with your holy guardian angel, as well as our Healing Wings of Light seminar. Okay, the full moon is associated with the Archangel Gabriel and shines its light onto the murkiness of the deep inner oceans, releasing the waves of optimism, trust, and divine principles afforded to the inhabitants of the realm of the natural 12th house of friends and reputation in the sign of Pisces. Again, that's associated with the zodiac angel, who is Omnitziel. The Astrology Angel Magic evocation for a full moon in Pisces. Planetary Archangel correspondences, the projective energy would be associated with the planetary angel during a full moon. At this time, the full moon is for the projection and the energies of projection from Gabriel. That's the archangel who rules over all the water signs and who resides in the west in the Rosicrucian system of Kabbalah. Amber resin can be used during this event. The gemstone can be moonstone. The letter from the Hebrew letters would be Gimel that you want to use, which means camel, and that's the path up to God, up to Keter. Now Psalm 119 verses 17 to 24 would be what you'd want to use for the biblical association for this particular association with Gimel and with the full moon and Gabriel. You may add Psalm 34:3 for salvation from the Akkadian god Sin, using the now projective due to the full moon angelic emanation of the Hebrew letter Gimel, meaning camel, that appear above this verse, whose planetary angel is Gabriel, who rules over the changeable moon. Zodiac angel correspondences, Pisces. Again, Nitziel is you can call it the zodiac angel or astrology archangel, whatever you want to refer to it as. The tribe of Simeon is the popular association. Now, some people feel that archangels are only the four archangels who rule over the four winds, Gabriel and Raphael, Uriel, and Michael. And then some people feel that there are other archangels you can assign that are all the planetary angels. And then still other people feel you can say archangel when you're talking about the zodiac angels. And then some people throw the word archangel in for everything. So it doesn't really matter. You know, there's always differences of opinion. There's some give and take leeway in these areas, but that's why it's good to have a system that you go back to for your correspondences and to find your center. So that's very important. Okay, so for Psalm 119, verses 145 to 152 is what you would want to use for the sign of Pisces. Again, the tribe is Simeon, is the popular association. Sandalwood is the incense. You can also use clove. And you can use oils as well to put onto the charcoal. Lemon peel is another one. The gemstone is aquamarine. And the Hebrew letter you want to utilize is Kof, which means back of head. It's found on the moon card. These cards are simply flashcards, really, to help you learn these associations with all of these signs and planetary Kabbalistic. They're like Kabbalah flashcards. Tarot cards are basically flashcards for people studying Kabbalah. That's all they are. And the Kabbalah is the spiritual diagram of what's in the Bible. The Bible is like the written part of it, and the Kabbalah is more pictorial and more spiritual letter of the law, or the spiritual part of the law, where the scriptures are the letter of the law. Okay, so for what you want to use, again, you can use Psalm 119, verses 145 to 152 for the tribe of Simeon, but note here, important is that you want to use chapter 49 for the tribes of Israel correspondences. Also, you want to note that there exist magi or adepts who associate the sign of Pisces with the tribe of Gad, some with the tribe of Zebulun, while others assign the tribe of Naphtali to the sign of the fish. The adept should use a tribe of Israel correspondence that best represents his or her own expression of mutable water for the invocation or evocation of the zodiac angel of Pisces, who is Omnisciel. Call to the angelic realm should fill the adept's sphere of sensation with the desired goal. This attribute is more important than following any prescribed instruction, though tradition provides necessary as well as welcome structure to any system of Rosicrucian high magic that you might perform. For the tribe of Simeon, the verses herein might also correlate to the sign of Gemini. Nevertheless, it's important to note that Pisces and Gemini have their mutable nature in common. Pisces and Gemini have a lot in common, because again, the mutable water aspect, and there's also some commonalities because of the traits of the archangels of Gabriel, who is associated with water, and Raphael associated with air, and Omnisciel, Pisces. But the reason is because of the worlds of the Kabbalah, and that has to do with the world of Bria and Yetzirah, that have similar associations. Some, whether it's archetypal or emotional or mental. That's where you get the air associations or the watery associations, with the archetypal associations or the whatever kind of association you're going to have with, again, whether it's mental or emotional, air or water being more emotional, air being more mentality. But because just like when you have for example, the fish tank, you have to have, air going into the water to oxygenate it. So that kind of thing. These kinds of things are seen in nature, and most probably gotten from observing nature. Okay, now Genesis 49, 5-7. Simeon and Levi, brethren. See, there's another association there that makes it seem like Gemini. See? But it's also Pisces. So see, Simeon and Levi, brethren. This is another way that you can see where it has this kind of effect. Okay, so Simeon and Levi, brethren, vessels of iniquity waging war. Let not my soul go into their council, nor my glory be in their assembly, because in their fury they slew a man, and in their self-will they undermined a wall. Cursed be their fury, because it was stubborn, and their wrath because it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob, and I will scatter them in Israel. Now for the general biblical protection right, which may be used at any time, we have Romans 6:22-23, but now being made free from sin and become servants to God, you have your fruit unto sanctification and the end of life everlasting. For the wages of sin is death, but the grace of God life everlasting in Christ Jesus our Lord. Remember that words have the power to heal as sure as any other form of medicinal elixir, tincture, or treatment. Attain the immortal universal soul by fulfilling the needs of the other with the highest good possible at every moment of choice, and watch all other facets of your life bear fruit, such as the tree of life most often associated with an olive tree. which is an actual constellation found in the heavens mentioned in Revelation 22:2, in the midst of the street thereof, and on both sides of the river was a tree of life bearing 12 fruits, yielding its fruits every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of nations. Disclaimers in order here. High magic can be dangerous. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Join us again next time.